1 in 4 people suffer with poor mental health every single year. That's one of us in this room right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, isn't it?
Just being that person to listen is like so much more valuable, and most of the time they just want to get it off their chest.
Nobody needs to know who you're speaking to. Nobody needs to know anything about your personal business as long as you're getting the help that you need.
Like, can open up to you.
Well, that's good, because usually I'm like a bull in a china shop.
We reward our employees, help them feel supported here at Wise.
Everyone can't believe it.
I know.
They go,
great.
what, you get £50 towards a gym membership? I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely makes you happy.
Yeah, the way you worded that,
Yeah.
bring you to happiness. I don't know, I wouldn't think that's as easy as it is.
Even if it's just like, I'm going to watch my favourite comfort film, or I'm going to...
Eat an Easter egg.
Oh my God.
6 minutes is late. Late is on time.
I can't relate. That's me. My line's opening at 9, so
Oh.
I was late today, to be fair.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hey. How you doing?
Good. You?
Yeah, good.
Yeah? Ready
well.
to start?
Ready to start.
So in honour of Mental Health Awareness Week, we've got our lovely mental health first aiders to talk about all things mental health. And at Wise, it's more than just a day. It's something we want to support all year round. We've got some great perks. So I think let's start by introducing ourselves, well, yourselves, and then we'll go from there.
Cool.
Do you want to start?
I can start.
Thank you.
So my name's Chloe and I am a senior account manager here at Wise. I have been here for about 3.5 years now, and I am a very newly qualified mental health first aider.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Just the other day.
Just the other day, 4 days ago.
Wow.
I know, so it's fresh in my head.
Amazing.
My name is Maciek. I'm a mental health first aider as well. I've been with Wise for the past 7 months now. I think exactly 7 months today. It's 22nd, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. Excited to be here.
Thank you.
I'm Grace. I am the HR and office admin at Wise, and I've been here 1.5 years.
Wow. It's gone
Yeah.
fast.
Has got past.
It's been quick. So me and Mache did the mental health first aid course together a month ago now. So
It's a month already.
I think so, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was a little while.
So you've all got some good knowledge for this
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, well, you say that. We'll see what happens.
So first question, what made you want to become a mental health first aider?
Yeah, so I think like with my role
Yeah.
within HR, people and culture, I felt like it was kind of important for people to feel like they can like come to me.
Yeah.
And I think people naturally do anyways, in terms of like for like a professional standpoint. But I think also it was like really important that I also just had that training if people do come to me in like a crisis, or even if it's just to have a chat.
Yeah.
Just to know how to handle those conversations a little bit better. So I feel like, yeah, for me, it kind of goes hand in hand with my role, but also I am like a people person. Like I care massively about people, hence why I'm in the role that I'm in.
Yeah.
So I was also just massively interested in like supporting people with mental health. And I did my degree in psychology. So I was like, I kind of had a bit of knowledge about it, but I was like, I want to know how to handle those conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the training was really beneficial. Like I learned way more. I felt like I kind of had a good base knowledge, I suppose, of like, oh, these are mental health conditions and what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual like first aid course taught me like how to handle those conversations and how to like handle someone that might be in like a crisis and that kind of thing. So yeah, a side that I hadn't really thought about basically.
Was it a 1-day course?
It was 2 days.
Oh God, so quite
Yeah,
intense.
it was quite intense, but I'm glad I did it.
That's good.
I really enjoyed it.
Would you two say the same reasons or different?
Yeah, so obviously I'm not in HR and I didn't study psychology. but I think personally I've friends, family, a lot of people that I know have suffered with maybe some poor or ill mental health. And I always find that I am usually the glue that holds a lot of people together, especially in my own family.
I can relate.
Yeah, so I always feel like I am probably the person that people will go to if they need to speak to somebody or if they want a little bit of advice. Actually, one of my best friends very, very recently has been going through a bit of a crisis, and I was speaking to her yesterday. So this has come out of like a really strange time, but I used a lot of the things that I learned from the course on Thursday and Friday to help to speak to her, and also some of the resources that I was given, which hopefully will be really beneficial to her. But yeah, I think I love helping people and I love being able to look after people, but I think also the biggest thing that I learned about on the course was, and you don't always have to have the answers. You don't have to give everybody the answers. You can sometimes just find and help them navigate that way to get the answer themselves. And I think that's a really important thing.
Direct them in the good direction.
Yeah, exactly. And sorry, Grace.
No, carry on.
Sometimes it's just about lending an ear as well. Like,
That's what I was going to say. Like, I think that goes maybe just that you feel like you need to go into the conversation offering something. But actually, like, just being that person to listen is like so much more valuable, and most of the time they just want to get it off their chest. Like, you're literally just someone to talk to, and then to help signpost, but yeah, you're kind of just like a designated listener. And I feel like that makes so much more of a difference as well. Like the people, like, you can see it, like people getting stuff off their chest, and they just
a relief.
Absolutely.
So
what about you, Magic?
Yeah, no, I feel similar to what you were talking about earlier. Like, you're the glue to the people around you, to your friends. Like, I always tell my friends, my closest friends, that they can come to me with anything that's happening in their life, that I won't judge them. And you know, it's just about lending that ear, as you said. That's what's important to me, you know, being helpful. I'm in customer service, so, you know, I'm also keen on helping people. You know, sometimes even our customers, they just call and they just want to talk, and you can tell that it's not always the case that they've got some problem, you know, with their work or whatever, but it might be something in their life and they just want to take it out, put it out there.
Yeah, do you know, we were at what they called, like, what's it called, the CV show, like an exhibition? Yeah, so we were at an exhibition yesterday on a stag, and obviously, like, there's people there for business, etc. But then there's people there sharing things about their life. And sometimes, and I said to you afterwards, I was a bit like, I just think that person might have been a bit lonely. Like, they just told me so much about his dad and what his dad does for a living and what he does. And it was just, it wasn't really relevant to our business or anything to do with logistics. But I got that sense that he was somebody that just needed to talk. And I gave him a Freddo, and
Probably made his day.
he seemed really happy. Well, I hope so, because you don't want to just dismiss people that are maybe a little bit more vulnerable or find themselves in that position.
But also, like, you probably gave him the space to do that, because you probably were coming in like calm, listening, like you weren't, like you said, dismissing him. So like that was really probably beneficial. Like Chloe said, it's probably made his day. So, you probably gave off that vibe that he was like, okay, I can open up to you.
Well, that's good, because usually I'm like a bull in a china shop.
That's a good thing. Okay, moving on. So mental health is talked about more than ever, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's easy to talk about. Why do you think, especially at work, not necessarily at Wise, but just in the workplace, people struggle to get things off their chest? Is there a stigma around it? What do you guys think?
There definitely is a stigma, and, you know, people are still afraid to talk about it because it might affect their work in a way. So they might not be as open to talk about it. You know, when you've got that mental health first aider, you've got a bit of that reassurance that you can actually speak to someone, and that you've got that safe space
Trust.
there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I think there is like a stereotype that something will change. And obviously it's like different speaking to a mental health first aider or like me in my role as like HR, but like it would never change anything. Like that is not the way that we work.
No.
And yeah, I think I don't have anything else to say.
I think it's
The point was gone.
following on from Grace's point. I think sometimes there is a very much people don't understand. People don't understand the difference between mental health and mental ill health. So mental health is your state of mind at that time. So everybody has mental health. Like everybody sat here with some sort of mental health, but a mental ill health could be if you've been diagnosed with a condition such as, I don't know, depression, bipolar. And interestingly, I was told a little bit of a story on my course the other day. And it was basically a test that happened whereby somebody was on a bus and sat next to somebody and said, I have bipolar. And that person moved away from the person that said they have bipolar because, and then when they were spoken to about it afterwards, they were like, why did you move? Because I don't know how that person's going to react, or I don't know what they're going to do, but they're not going through an episode or a sort of a manic episode. So there was no need to. And then that person who moved away had more of an understanding of bipolar and how the condition works. They understood a little bit more that they weren't in any sort of immediate danger, and this person isn't a dangerous person. They just have a mental health condition that they were open about. And I think that again comes down to the stigma of it and the taboo. And we all watch films and you see things on the TV and words are used so casually in everyday life that actually are probably quite harmful to people that do suffer with certain conditions. So I think the world is slowly getting better and with people talking more and more, but there is and always will be a stigma. I think we can't change the world, unfortunately. It'd be nice if we could, but again, it's just a case of the misunderstanding.
Yeah.
We can change from within.
We can, exactly, but not everybody is as open to
Of course.
change, are they? Unfortunately.
And I think we can make like our best efforts where we can like control, I suppose. So like at Wise, like not to toot our own horn, but like I'd like to think we've created a culture that supports people, like genuinely people care about each other and supports each other. And people feel comfortable enough to open up to not everyone, but they're like their close people or mental health first aider or people in culture or their manager or whoever it is. Like also running things like Mental Health Awareness Week, where we are like just aware that people have things that go on and that's okay, and like talking about it in the workplace, I guess, like kind of helps to spread awareness and like reduce, I think, stigma of like those words being thrown around. But
and it's the little things that we're doing, like that recognise, like the wellness packs, like it's something small, but like that chocolate bar I've put in, it makes people reflect, or hopefully makes people reflect and just think, I need a break at the minute. The eye patches, like them little things that are like tongue in cheek, but they actually mean something deeper.
The eye patches.
This actually not going out, is it? Till basically for ambassadors, we're doing a wellness pack for employees, but I just realised
going out in time.
This will go out in Mental Health Awareness Week, so they would have already had their packages.
Nice.
But that's a great segue into what support looks like at Wise. I think it's a good section for you to kind of go through the parts that we have.
Yeah, of course. So I think we try and put a strong kind of focus on creating like a people first culture, I'd say, at Wise. Like we kind of reward our employees and try to help them feel supported and that they can do like their best work here at Wise. So we have a few things. We have private medical insurance with Vitality. So that's a really big one. And Vitality they're kind of known for being like proactive in their nature rather than like reactive healthcare. So they focus on like, the things where you can like do as many steps as you can and you get money off your Apple Watch or you get free coffees or...
I do that.
Yeah.
I love the free coffee.
Yeah.
Things like that actually, those like incentives will be encouraging people to live a healthier lifestyle, which is like massively important for mental health as well. And within Vitality, they offer like a 12-month subscription to Headspace, which is like a mindfulness meditation app.
That's really good.
Which is really good. So that's good. And then they also have like talking therapies cover that you can get through them. We've got gym membership contribution where we Yeah, another good one. We offer £50 a month to employees if they sign up to a gym, or classes, to be fair. And that's obviously really important for people's well-being. So kind of like helping to subsidise that.
Sorry to interject on that. Whenever I talk about that perk here, everyone can't believe it.
I know.
They go,
great.
what? You get £50 towards a gym membership? I'm like, I know.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
It's really nice, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
and these things are expensive, like nowadays, like with the cost of living. So it just like helps out a little bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think just trying to show our employees that like we genuinely want people to.
Yeah, you're not just saying things for the fun of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we want people to like live healthy lifestyles, take that break from work, like that kind of thing. We also have like a employee assistance program. So like most businesses will have one of these, but ours is help at hand. So it's like a 24/7 GP, which is really good. I've had like an appointment on a Sunday night before.
Yeah.
That's good.
Really good. Especially when you're like waiting at 8 a.m. to get an appointment. So that's handy. And they offer mental health support sessions as well. And that's free. That's for all employees. And also our flexible working hours, like in a kind of not direct like mental health support.
Yeah.
But again, helps to like shows the emphasis that Wise put on like helping our employees feel like comfortable.
It just gives a peace of mind when
Yeah.
you think, okay, I don't have to worry about work because I've got this thing going on in my life, so I can just like let my manager know that I've got this and
Yeah.
so
Takes a burden, I think.
Like appointments or whatever it is, like, or even you're never really running late, are you? Like, because you're just like, I never get stressed that I'm running late because I'm like, oh, I just finished off.
It was like this morning, Chloe messaged, I'm going to be late. 6 minutes after the usual start time, she rocks up and I was like, I thought you were going to be late.
That is late. 6 minutes is late. Late is on time.
I can't relate. That's me. My line's opening at 9, so I have to be there. I was late today, to be fair.
I thought of another good perk that we have as well. So we actually get the sorry, Grace, we weren't.
No, yeah, go for it. Yeah, no, it's just
Just like I'm born in Chinatown. Did we have the guy from Now Planning? Is it Now Financial Planning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
good.
we have a financial advisor that comes to the office and we all make appointments with him to get advice on our financials. And I think the last time he came, it really helped me because I was really honest and said, like, do you know what? I don't really know how my pension works. And he sat down there and he went through everything with me and I was just asking for like, would it be better if I put more money into my pension? Would it be better if I paid off more of my house? And we just sort of went through the best options for me, personal to me. And that's a great perk. Like 10 years ago, I wouldn't have cared about anything like that. But like now I'm sort of like, I need to get my life together. I need to start adulting. But I didn't have to pay for that. And it was just all through work. And even the little things like we did the Easter bonnet competition. And that's like just really nice, light-hearted thing. Like, and then we come into work and we've got like the fruit that's available.
That's gone down so well.
yeah, fruit snacks.
Fruit, snacks, drinks, all like healthy stuff. And it's just a nice environment to come into. I think that plays a massive role in everybody's mental health, definitely.
And not being cheesy, but mental health first aiders, I think that's a part, knowing you've got someone that's gone through the course that isn't just not using their common sense, but you've heard from the horse's mouth in a way. So knowing when you're speaking to someone,
His mouth.
have you not heard that phrase?
No. I love to learn this Swedish thing. Honestly.
But yeah, I would say you guys are a perk as well.
Yeah.
But with but with that, where do you feel you fit in with the perks that Wise offer? Do you think like your support, where do you think that fits in with what we do as a whole? Because it complements each other quite nicely. So do you think it's just the advice part alongside the actions that we do with the physical perks? If that makes sense.
Do you mean in terms of like how our role fits into?
Yeah, the perks that we offer as a company.
Yeah, so I think we've now got the basic foundation of being able to redirect somebody to when they might need help, especially in a crisis. So if anybody is feeling like they're in a mental health crisis, they can ring 111 option 2 and that will take you straight to a mental health crisis team. If you Google, I am feeling suicidal, sorry, trigger warning, you straight away get the Samaritan's helpline at the top of the page. And I think I didn't know that before Friday. And that's something that we can now take away and educate other people as well. I, again, took away a whole suite of information and resources. We all did in our little packs that we were
creating a resource like crib sheet that will go on the employee hub.
Brilliant.
So I'm in the process of doing that, populating like all the different helplines, like national and local.
Oh, that's good.
So that we have something to say, if you need help with that, there's this helpline, or have a look on the employee hub, there's this, like these different resources.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Chloe jumped in.
No, that was really good. Yeah, because I forgot about that. But yeah, again, like being redirected to all these types of resources that are available. Like I think again, it's just educating people about what is available, what you can use, and nothing's too minor. Like nothing's minor. Like 1 in 4 people suffer with poor mental health every single year. That's one of us in this room right now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think us being educated to be able to point people in the right direction is a massive win for everyone.
Yeah.
Sometimes people don't realise that they need help. So I think people, like your role as a mental health first aid is really important, because sometimes someone just is thinking like, actually, I'm kind of overwhelmed right now.
Yeah.
Not thinking I've got anything going on, and that might not be the case. But once you kind of start talking to them, at the end of the conversation, you're listening, you take a calm approach, listen to them. Afterwards, you might signpost, have you thought about speaking to your GP, or have you thought about this helpline might be really beneficial, just have a look at the website. You're not going to do that on your own back, or like you would have to probably be like further down the line of like, I'm really, really struggling. So I think it kind of just if you're in that place where you're just like, I'm feeling overwhelmed, or however you might be feeling, I think it kind of opens that up to you, that you kind of like done for yourself, and having someone else say like, oh, have you thought of this? Like it's like beneficial.
I didn't think of it that way, but that's actually like makes a lot of sense. Not realising that you need the support.
And I think that's what like Mental Health Awareness Week does as well. Like I think although we're doing little things like a gift back, like that kind of thing, by us speaking about it, it will help people to like check in with themselves. I guess like they're gonna hopefully think like, okay, like how am I feeling today, or am I really stressed at work actually?
Like the stress ball check in.
And I think that in itself is like enough. Like that is raising awareness. That's helping people check in with themselves and like see how they're feeling and reflect on that.
I'm gonna say a personal anecdote now, if that's all right. So there was a situation that I went through last year, and I travel quite a lot for work, as we all know, and I was on my way to Belfast, and that is not unusual. I'm in Belfast quite a few times a year, traveling here, there and everywhere. I catch a lot of flights, Scotland, Belfast. That's it. Then
Catch you fly.
it's to know they're exotic. I mean, the point of the story is I was getting on a plane, right? I was getting on a plane, and I had this like feeling of just anxiety taking over me, and like my heart was racing, and I wasn't thinking straight. And I actually used the Headspace app to just sort of go through like a bit of box breathing, some breathing techniques, which I know works for me to try and calm me down. It's only about a 50-minute flight to get to Belfast from Birmingham. And I was really, really struggling. And when I got to the hotel, I thought, I know that that's not normal. And I know that I don't usually suffer with that. And I'm not quite sure where that's come from and what's triggering that. So I used Vitality, and I ended up having some talking therapy, and it really got to the core of why I was feeling that way. And it also brought out a lot of things that I didn't realise where that would have come from. So following on from that point, Grace, like things that I had probably buried that were sort of deep rooted from however long ago, and then something that had happened quite recently really did trigger what I was going through. And I think when you have that self-awareness and you know that something's not quite right, and whether it's in your body or your mind, I think being able to actually make that move, but then again, knowing the resource that you can use is really beneficial. So yeah, just following on from what you said, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah. And having someone that, you know, say you were in that position and it was in like the work environment, it was like a normal day-to-day in the office. Even if you just was like, oh, Macho, like, can I have a bit of a chat? I felt like really panicky.
Yeah.
He's going to then direct you to the various helplines, and you would probably think, oh, okay, like I might do that. Whereas like, yeah, on your own, it takes that self-awareness to be like, okay, I'm going to take the next step, which I think can be hard for people. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of effort,
Absolutely.
to realise that there's something's going on.
Yeah, that's not quite right. And it's instead of swallowing it and pushing it down. So, you know, like something else I learned on Friday. Do you know when you have like a ball, like a beach ball, and then you put it in the water and you're pushing it down in the water. And then if you keep pushing it, and when you let go, it's going to go out the water, isn't it? And that's essentially what you swallowing all that stress and whatever else is bothering you. You just sort of keeping it down a little bit, but eventually it is going to just rise to the surface.
Yeah. And I think it's important, like, and that's what Mental Health Awareness Week and having mental health first aid hopefully will achieve. But like, it's okay to have help.
Yeah.
Like, probably, like you said, 1 in 4 people, like one of us in this room, will have had help.
Yeah.
And that's okay. And like, just knowing where to reach it and that you can reach it if you need it.
Yeah.
And it's confidential. Nobody needs to know. Nobody needs to know what you've done. Obviously, I've just shared what I've shared, but I'm quite happy and open to do that. But nobody needs to know who you're speaking to. Nobody needs to know anything about your personal business, as long as you're getting the help that you need and as long as you're comfortable with doing so. But I think, again, everything's completely like, it's not gossip. It's between yourself and whatever sort of therapy suits you the best, whether it's meditation, talking therapy, CBT, anything like that.
And like the mental health first aiders, like we are trained to literally only break that confidentiality if there's like a risk to yourself or harm to others. So, you know, even if you were like, oh, I actually wanted that to be shared with my manager, but I don't want to go to them, like they can do that for you.
Like bridge the gap.
It's on, bridge the gap. Like it's on your terms, whatever you feel like you want to be confidential. And a mental health first aider doesn't have to, you know, report it to your manager or tell your colleague or anything like that. Like they respect that confidentiality, and it's only broken in kind of like needs must.
Yeah. And like you just said then, Grace, Mental Health Awareness Week is to be useful and hopefully drive some action. If someone's listening now and wants to do something for themselves, something small, what would you all sort of recommend? Is it like a walk to help with their mental health? Is it just sitting and having a second?
Well, I think in our course, we had homework.
Yes, we did.
Gosh, that feels weird.
I was like, I don't know. And then he goes, this course is really, really heavy, and it's really important that tonight, like after the first day, like you do something that genuinely like brings you happiness. I think he said, like, do something that like makes you feel lighter, that you've been putting off because you're like, oh, I can't be bothered, like tired from work. And yeah, he was like, come away and tell us tomorrow, like what you've done. And I remember yours was like that class that you did.
Yeah, the kickboxing class.
You've been like putting it off.
Exactly. Yeah, I was really taking my time to go there, and eventually I did, and it made me like feel so much. I relieved so much stress, you know, by just going there, just having some exercise, you know, that makes a world of difference. And it doesn't even have to be like a full proper training class. It could be, as you said, a walk in the park. Honestly, it makes so much difference. Like when it comes to the sort of autumn, winter period of the year, I struggle with like really low mood.
I think quite a lot of people do, don't they?
Yeah, there's less sun, less vitamin D. I think that's what causes that lower mood. And you know, just going for a walk, maybe even a little jog if you're up for it, that makes a world of difference. Yeah,
Definitely.
I think just doing something that like genuinely makes you happy.
Yeah, the way you worded that, bring you to happiness. I wouldn't think that's as easy as it is.
Yeah, like you just go home and you just make your tea or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just like, I'm going to watch my favourite comfort film, or I'm going to like cook my absolute favourite dinner.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know.
Eat an Easter egg.
I was thinking of I didn't want to butcher myself.
But yeah, but like taking that time for yourself to genuinely do
Yeah.
something that really makes you happy. And I think it can like massively reduce stress, but also like just help you feel a little bit lighter. And just take that time for you, I guess, like self-care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, find what works for you as well.
Yeah.
I like that. Question. What's one thing that we can all do for a colleague?
I try and always ask people how they are,
Yeah.
but kind of not just hey, how are you? Like, good, thanks, yeah, you. But really just be like, how are things with that? Or if they'd like mention something to you, be like, how's that going? Just like really check in with people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to ask questions just a couple of times, and most of the time people want to open up. They do.
I'm similar to you, Grace. There's times though, sometimes where I ask somebody if they're all right, and I think I know if the response is not normal.
Yeah.
That with me.
I didn't want to say really, but like it's happened a couple of times though, not just myself.
To me as well.
Yeah, so if I know this person well enough, and I know that response is a little bit off to normal, I'll push it. But then sometimes I push it too far, and I don't want to upset the person. So then I'll leave it, and then maybe send them a message on Slack.
You don't want to put them in that spotlight in front of people, right?
Yeah, in the office, I don't want to be like, what's what? Yeah, go on, tell me what's wrong. I'm not going to do that. But if I notice it, then I will message offline and just say, sorry, like, are you all right? Is there anything that you need? And then it's obviously up to that person if they want to open up or not. But I think, again, but with somebody that you might not know as well, I think just listening to tone of voice, maybe the way that they're presenting themselves a little bit, if they maybe look a little bit different, or...
I was going to say that, like, if you had a meeting with someone or someone in your team or like distant team and they're like, they're not quite right. And that might not necessarily just be, well, they're quiet. Like it can be a whole range of like different behaviour. Just dropping them a message after, just like, oh, how's things?
Yeah.
I hope you're doing okay. Like, it doesn't have to be super formal of like what's going on, but just providing that outlet for people to raise something if they wanted to. Yeah.
I've kind of answered my own question. But it's not necessarily doing something for someone, but just kind of like being with like you. Like, this is like, again, a bit cheesy, but the way you sing sometimes.
it's so bad.
No, but it makes you laugh, and that like makes you in a better mood as well. So kind of like just being who you are, like kind of reflects onto other people.
I think it depends who you ask in the office, because sometimes
Yeah.
I think they go,
I really
shut up.
enjoy it. No, I do that as well. But I know sometimes if I'm like really stressed about something, I can hear you like singing Lady Gaga. I just kind of come back to earth a bit.
Dan came out of his office and went, can you stop singing? I went,
Oh, yeah.
what are you on about? I've not even been singing. He went, yeah, you have. And I was like, no, I haven't. And then I was like, oh my God, I think I was, but I don't remember doing it. I was like, that's really bad, isn't it? I was like, was that? Yeah, it was.
In all seriousness, though, like, going to link this back, like, you obviously feel comfortable enough to be yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's like a massive thing to hopefully like create a workplace that people feel like they can bring their like full selves to work.
I think we do that, yeah.
And make people feel comfortable and yeah, like just be you, and it actually makes people happier.
Yeah, generally, I felt that difference 7 months ago when I joined, like complete 180 from my other place where I could not be myself because I was called out for it. I'm a bit weird sometimes, you know? No. Like, okay, yeah. That's the nice weird, I mean, like you. But yeah, I was called out for it, and here it's so much different than other places I've been to. So yeah, that's the thing.
Do you know what as well? We have the radio on. So that is really good for well-being, but if you don't want me to sing, don't put the radio on.
Please do it.
I know it.
Oh yeah, I do like it. I know I told you to show up earlier, but I do actually really like it.
It's all right. I won't show up anyway.
Last question, an important one. How can people start a conversation without feeling awkward? Is it just have you got 2 seconds? What would you say?
Maybe invite them to a lunch. You know, just for a walk.
Yeah.
Take them outside of the office. Maybe it's the office space that makes them feel kind of nervous. Whatever they're going through. Maybe if you're going for a walk in a park, that can, you know, start the conversation somehow.
Yeah.
Somewhere that doesn't feel as serious.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I definitely think, kind of learned about it on the course, didn't we? Like to try and kind of take their lead, I suppose. So like if someone comes to me, if they're like happy standing in the office, then like that's okay. They might not mind people kind of overhearing, but if they're kind of like, you know, leaning to, I might say like, oh, let's just get some fresh air, have a chat, or out in the corridor or anything like that, where it might not feel kind of too obvious. But I also think we've got about 5 mental health first aiders across the company, and I feel like they're all quite spread out. So like hopefully someone feels like they've got a connection with someone that they feel like they can reach out to genuinely, or even on the other hand, they don't have a connection with them, and that's sometimes easier because it's just someone that's like, you know, it's not like your manager or your colleague or your best friend. It might just be someone that like you've never really spoken to before. They don't know anything about you. So I hope that, you know, we've got enough people trained, and also just the general like employees here are caring and will listen to like everyone. You know, they're going to listen to people's.
You want to say you want? That was really good.
Honestly, that was really good.
Oh god, hilarious. Well, do you know, we're actually at the end now, but I think if there's one thing to take away from Mental Health Awareness Week, it's not a one-time thing. It's something all year round, and hopefully this podcast, everything we're doing internally, and Mental Health Insiders is a good way to show that all year round. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
Will we see you again at some point?
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Any requests?
Like God.
Mum.
No, honestly, thank you all.
Thank you.
Perfect.